Okay, we've got an 06 Jeep Liberty here with a serious growling noise in the front end. The guy brought this thing down and said, hey, there's something going on real low speed, and as you get an increase in speed, boy does this thing get loud. I really hope that you can hear this. We're just going to do a little street here, maybe get up to 40 kilometers an hour. I got it up to about 20-25 kilometers an hour, and wow, you could feel it through the vehicle. He's also had his ABS traction lights all kind of flickering on and off and that kind of stuff. We did a scan, didn't see anything, but if the wheel bearing goes out, it can take out your traction control and everything. So make sure there's nobody around us. We'll just go for a quick ride here. That's 30 kilometers an hour, and boy, it's just growling. I hope that you can hear it. It's coming off the passenger front side. I'm just gonna do a quick turn back here, and I don't have to go any farther than that because I think the wheel's gonna fall off. One way to test to see which way or which side is noisy, take your vehicle in a straight line, make sure there's no traffic, and just go left and right. Wow, you hear that? That is simply amazing. I'm surprised this thing even made it here over the last little while. He did about a 200-kilometer road trip and come up with this. It's parked for the last couple of days, so we're just going to get it into the garage here and pull that passenger front wheel off, and we'll have a video on that here right away too. So pull it in here a little ways. And if you have any questions or comments on it, this thing's got 146,000 kilometers on it. There we go, we'll shut it off. Questions, comments, Jeep Liberties, leave a message, let me know, leave a comment, and we will answer them all. So watch for our second video. I'm going to pull that front end off and front wheel, get into the front end, see what's going on, and we'll shoot a video on that too, how to change it out. Thanks for watching. Okay, you've probably seen part one of the road test of the 06 Jeep Liberty. This goes for probably most of the Jeep Liberties anyway, with a wheel bearing noise. Wow, is this thing terrible. The wheel bearing. So what you want to do to change this thing out, jack the vehicle up, obviously. Support stands, wheel chocks, vehicles in park, all that type of stuff. Safety requirements are required. I mean, hey, this thing can fall on you and hurt you. So we'll zip the camera in here real quick. We'll show you what we've got apart. Wheel off, the nut, brake caliper, brake rotor, all that kind of stuff. So let's just take a quick look, and then I might have been a bit close, but let's take a look and see what we've got here and your next step to get this thing out of here. So quickly in. 36 millimeter nut. Of course, your wheel and your brake rotor, caliper. These are 21 millimeter 2 bolts up in here that hold the brake caliper bracket, brake caliper. Don't let your brake caliper hang on the brake line. Just grab an old strap or something and just tie it up just so it's not hanging there. Now, 1, 2, third one's down here. And you can see the rust. I've sprayed this thing down. This is not going to be an easy one to get out. But if you go around the back side, down in there, up there, you're going to need a 14. Take a look inside there. Let me sit this way here. Basically a female Torx. This is an E14 Torx socket, 3/8 size. So you're going to need that to get inside here to get these three out. Now, when you loosen, I'm probably going to torch these things first to warm them up on this side here. Get probably just my propane torch for right now to do that. Heat these up, and then I'll take my ratchet and everything and see if I can zip them out real quick. Do that. So continue watching. We'll just kind of stitch this little film together. Oh, as you can see, we've got the new wheel bearing right here with the ABS cord. There we go. I'll just show you that real quick. 1, 2, 3. There's the ABS cord. Let's just show you that as well. You can see how it snakes all the way up, goes across. The connection point is up underneath. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So, and it goes right in there. Let's just go back to another point here. Customer was also concerned with ABS, traction control, all those little lights coming on intermittently. Well, if this thing's got play in it, this bearing is gone, it can throw the sensor out, have an increased distance between your pickup and, of course, your fun wheel, whatever you want to call it. So, continue watching. Here we go. We're going to get this baby off. Okay, we had to warm up the 3 bolts to get them out because they were rusted and they did not want to move. So they may need some heat. So I'll just kind of show you down inside. Whoa, I'm on the camera here. Just heated this area right here. Pulled the bolt out, obviously. There they are from the back. Are they still hot? A little bit warm. There we go. Going to clean them up before we put them back in. Now you can see that I've got it separated a little bit. I've hit it here with a hammer. I don't have a puller with me, so I just hit it. It's being changed out anyway. I got most of the ABS cable. I just have to go underneath the hood and unplug that. That's no big deal. All the connection points for the cable. Now I've also noticed on this Jeep, take a look right there. If you see that, that's a bulge in the brake line. Something is impacted. There's a split. The liner in between is split somehow. It's not leaking yet, but if you see this in your brake lines, get this changed out. Replace this brake line because you've got a leak in between the 2 liners. Let's just spin the camera back. So I was saying that with his ABS and traction control, lights all flickering on and off. So basically what was happening between the tone ring and the pickup sensor, the magnet, you get a little bit more space in there, and it just throws a signal into the system to say, hey, something's not right. So with the amount of play in this wheel bearing right now, it's enough to throw off and put these little lights on. So there we go. We'll hammer this out. I don't think I can grab it out right now, but no, it's still in there. So I'm just going to use my hammer, hammer it off. I don't have a puller. You can pull it, sledge it. Inside here, let me just grab my little hammer and just, yeah, it's pretty solid. It might not move, but that's okay. Here we go. Let's move on here. Continuing on, we'll show you the new one, and of course the old one. And you can just see the rust on this here. There's your ABS cable. We're going to route that through. We'll get her put back on, of course, route her up. This thing here is just, it's just gravel inside. You can just feel it. It's so bad. This one here, oh, smooth, nice. Safety glasses. Check this out. Came off of my hammer. This hammer I've had for, I don't know, 30 plus years, but you can see the big chunk of it missing right there because I was hitting on it. Didn't hit me or anything, it just fell off the hammer. But safety glasses. Here, we'll get over to the vehicle. Spline. I had to hit here, push it back in to get the axle shaft out of, obviously, the hub. Get the hub off the spline here. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to clean up the face of this here where the bearing sits against the hub bearing, and then obviously I'll route the ABS cord up and through there. As I mentioned before, we got a lot of sun glare in here, but that brake hose, will have to get that changed up here. Not today though, unfortunately, because we can't get one today because the vehicle's down. And hey, you know what, I want to show you something else. Take a look at this. So the ABS cable comes up through here. There's the connector. There we go. Lighting. Look at this light. It's an LED. It's 4K. It's 8,000 looms, 270 degrees of angle, on-off switch. Never gets hot. Boy, does this thing have light to it. This thing is amazing. I got 3 of these. This one I just kind of plunk in here for right now, but if you guys need a light, you should get one of these here. Check it out. Okay, we're going to continue on. And blind it in the sunlight reflection. So we got the two hubs, old one's off. I'm going to recycle that anyway, get this new one on, clean up the face, clean up the splines, clean up the bolts, and we'll show you while this thing goes back together. Part 4 or 5, whatever this is. There it is. It's in. 1, 2, go down to the other side. 3. I'm just going to route the ABS harness up through. There we go. So cleaned up the surface a bit, just cleaned it all up, even inside there. Put a little bit of lube on the threads here, just for whatever reason. And we'll get the rotor on, we'll get the brake caliper, and obviously the brake caliper bracket, put that into place, and make sure everything looks good. Torque everything up, take it for a road test.